Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video here on NASCAR 21 Ignition with the 2022 season update. I heard that wheels have been apparently improved, and we're going to be putting that to the test today with these 2022 next-gen cars. On a controller, these next-gen cars drive way better, so I am curious to see if they're going to be better on the wheel as well. We're going to start things off simple though. We'll go to Talladega, then we'll go to a short track, 1.5 miles, and a road course and see how it fares at all those different types of tracks. So we'll get in 4 different races. So we're gonna jump into Talladega. All right, here we are, starting from about P29 or so here in Talladega. Now this track is apparently glitched along with Daytona, where you'll see everybody try to go single file, I think. So we just try to get through that. As I say that, it does not actually happen, so maybe we're okay here. Maybe it's better than Daytona. However, you still cannot, on my wheel at least, on the Thrustmaster TMX that I'm using, I cannot navigate menus still. I can't change my view. I have to use my keyboard all for that, so when I go and hit the V key right here, that's the only way I can do that, as we have a bit of a stack up there. You can see, actually, the onboard, the interior camera looks really good with the rear view mirrors that we have and whatnot. I really do actually like this camera right here. Well, maybe you switch back and forth between the interior as well as the roof cam. You're clearly seeing they are stacking up on the exit of these corners right now. Now, there's still no mirror when I am in the roof cam, so I can't see anything happening behind me. So if someone goes for a 3-wide move, I really am not going to know, other than my spotter there, who I've had turned off since like day 1 of the game because they were so annoying. But we're just doing some quick races, and so far this is actually way better than Daytona, and I can feel the wheel improvement here. It definitely drives better. I do have 1 assist turned on, however. I did turn traction control up to low last time I ran this setting with a wheel. It was still terrible. I couldn't drive literally any track. It didn't matter how easy the track was. I think I would have crashed on a drag strip even with the wheel settings. So, but there's some obvious issues right here with the AI in there stacking up, but this is actually miles better than Daytona is now. So I'm going to give the 42 of Ty Dillon a nice little bump draft right here. And now I'm going to leave him out to dry and just get the slipstream from this inside line. Look at this. We are absolutely flying here. So I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of seeing that here. I was very disappointed with the overall update yesterday in the video I recorded. And I'm recording this the day after. This will probably go out in a couple more days though. Probably on either Sunday or Monday, I would imagine. So stay on the lookout. But I was very disappointed with the AI issues and whatnot, and it was weird because on console they seem to actually be better than the PC AI. Now let's switch back into the interior and do a couple of laps here. And now that I'm in the interior, on the brakes hard, I can actually see everything around me now. So we have the mirror there in the top right, and then we have the rear view camera that's set on top of the roof of this car looking backwards as well. I myself, immediately what I'm looking more towards is the rear view camera mirror. It's way easier to just take a quick glance at there, as it's a lot closer to where the windshield is and where I'm looking. So I do kind of like that now, as this interior camera, like I said, it actually looks really, really good. I really enjoy what Motorsport Games did with this interior camera. Oh boy, a little bit loose right there, down that back straightaway. That kind of brought back memories of one of the issues I used to have with the wheel, but however this time we're actually able to hold on to it now, as there's not really much opportunity for us to go anywhere right now. We just kind of have to wait it out and wait for this lane to get moving. 3 wide now up in front of us. I saw Kurt Busch in the middle. One thing, as the more laps I'm doing, it's one thing that kind of stands out to me is, you know, the wheel right off the bat, I can tell even at a super speedway it's better. I'll be curious to see at other tracks, but one thing that still kind of is brought over from previously is the lack of confidence. It feels like the car is gonna go out any second if I try to make any form of aggressive move on the wheel, because it has this really light feeling in the wheel right here, especially once the closer the wheel gets to center, it just feels so much lighter, and it makes me so scared to be able to make an aggressive move. But look at this, we're just gonna go up the inside here, make some big moves now, and we're gonna get to the inside of Kurt Busch. A little bit of contact there with Kurt, but we're holding on. But yeah, the AI, you know, it's nice that they're doing the 2x2, however, it's still very just not up to standard of what it should be. Oh no! Oh, I didn't know! Oh, I didn't know I was not clear. That's when I need to have the spotter turned on. So we made it to Martinsville here with the random starting position. We were down in like 38th, which is unfortunate. But I feel like one of the biggest issues for the wheels in the past was tracks where braking and throttle was required. So let's see if we made any improvements here. I remember I would not be able to run any type of short track, and these AI, they can't run a short track either. We're ignoring AI issues as much as possible in this video, in purpose of we're just focused on what is the wheel gameplay like, and so far, again, I mean, right now it's not too bad. I'm a little loose right there on the exit of turn 4. I did turn the spotter on now, by the way. You can hear the spotter, but as we head down into turn 1, I'm gonna go down to 3rd gear and see what happens here now. Is there's definitely some improvements here. I'm not gonna deny it. You know, I felt like the video I put out the other day of the whole update in with the AI being like this garbage right here, I roasted the daylights out of this game for however long it was, but here's a nice improvement. But however, we talk about this improvement, and if you're just here to play single player NASCAR 21 Ignition, well, what does this improvement get you? Not really anything when you come up on a pile of cars doing this right here. I mean, what am I supposed to do right now? Okay, so they've all died, so now let's continue on here, and I'm gonna give you guys a lap of full gameplay with just audio only here, and I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna go in car and let you guys listen in. Oh, there it was right there. Got pretty loose on the exit of turn 4. You heard the raw gameplay, raw sounds right there. But once again, I mean, it's definitely, I haven't even thought about going up into 5th gear, by the way, but you cannot abuse the curbs. It's definitely improvements here on the short tracks as well. It's just the main problem is, well, the obvious, the AI. How am I, what's the point if I can't have a good race with the AI of using the wheel at that point, right? So, and the open lobbies online is far too broken to really even want to set up, in my opinion, using a wheel. However, yeah, I mean, not much we can really check out here at Martinsville, but it is certainly improved. So we are here now at Dover to run a couple of laps and test the wheel out here. I've decided to add a couple more tracks. I wanted to add Dover, and I wanted to add Pocono because there's such a heavy braking zone in Pocono. And with the way the wheel used to play, that would yeet your car towards the infield. And I want to see if we kind of have that again here with the current wheel update, I guess you could call it here now, as we head down into turn 3. I feel like I'm just going to be slow here at Dover. I was never very good here to begin with on this game, so now that we are switching back over to wheel, I'm probably going to be quite slow. But once again, I am noticing some very noticeable improvements here. Look at that. I mean, I can actually throttle up and go for once and not have to worry here about the car just slipping out from under me and saying see you later without, you know, like, there's the argument of sim and arcade, but it didn't matter. It wasn't like it was a sim direction. It was just the car being stupid and just going out from under you at the silliest moments, and you could not really feel the car previously. You still really, I don't necessarily have much of a feeling for this car still on the wheel. There's a little bit better force feedback right here at Dover, though. That feeling of just lightness towards the center of the wheel doesn't seem to really be that large here. So the more laps I'm running, more I'm liking it, honestly. You know, one thing that's really annoying, so I downshift here in the corners. The downshift noise is so loud and so annoying whenever I go down a gear or up a gear right here. I don't know why, it just gets on my nerves. But yeah, I mean, it feels better. However, I am confident if I turned off traction control, which is currently on low, I'm confident if I turned it completely off, this would be a very different experience that I'd be spinning a lot, because there's still those moments where the car gets a little bit loose and a little bit free from under you on the exit of these corners right there a little bit. But however, AI, by the way, is putting on a solid race here. I'm just struggling to hang with them here on the hardest difficulty. Car is really tight as well, not really helping myself. But I mean, overall, from a wheel standpoint, this is pretty good stuff here. I would like to get up there and race against these guys, though. All right, we're here at Pocono now, and I just really want to do a quick test here. I was never actually able to run down the AI at Dover, unfortunately, but this one I just simply want to test and see what happens right here into turn one. And oh my God, look at that! I actually got hard on the brakes, and the car did not yeet. Oh, I love it. This is actually fun. I mean, come on now, Motorsport Games. What an opportunity we have here that we just can't seem to execute on. We are 3 wide. Yeah, I'm going to go cockpit mode just for a moment just to make sure we get through up here and into the tunnel turn, down into 4th gear. And I'm gliding up the track a little bit looser on the exit. I'm not getting any information on how wide I am right now, so I'm going to assume still 3 wide. Down into turn 3 or 5 and 6, whichever one you want to say it is. I'm going to say 6 actually. And we exit the corner. There we go. This is some good stuff right here. To the back of Kyle Busch, going to give him a little bump. Oh boy, that kind of unsettled the car just a tad, but I did hit him pretty good there as we went down the straightaway. Look at the slipstream effect. Oh, a little bit of contact there with the 18 down into turn 1. We're just going to keep that momentum rolling. We are clear of Harvick. And up a few spots we go to P14 right now as we try to pull that slipstream from the 14 of Briscoe. Seems like the AI has a bit of an advantage down the straightaway to me. I don't know though. We're going very fast, by the way, for next gen car standards. I don't know if that's quite accurate, but nonetheless, actually the AI pretty solid here as well in Pocono. So some good racing right now, at least, to be had. It's just you get moments like that though, right there, where I say it's great, not great, but it's better. And then they go and do stupid stuff like that as well. And it's just, for me, from a single player experience, I talked about these improvements on the wheel, but it's the AI being so just not good, and that's what ruins it for me every single time, which is really frustrating. But this is quite an improvement here on the wheel, and I think we got what we needed out of this one. Homestead, Miami. NASCAR has not gone here yet in real life, but we're gonna check out our first and only mile and a half here of the video and see what we get out of that. Okay, all right, right up into the outside wall. I didn't think I'd need to slow down already, but that car went straight into the corner, into the wall. So that was not ideal. Now, Miami, you can get right up by that wall. I want to see if we can kind of do that here now, as I really don't know what kind of pace I'm going to put up. Wow, that car is so tight. We might need to actually go back and change the setup here, but once again, let's just try and settle in now and try and make that outside work here down into turn 1. As that car, ooh, I'm noticing it really likes to pull left right here. As we're flirting right there with that wall. We did give it a nice little tap right there. I'm going to give the 17 of Busher one heck of a hit to the rear bumper. That bump trapping, it certainly moves him forward, but my goodness, it unsettled the daylights out of my car, and that was pretty frightening for myself here now, as we are just right up here on that outside while I'm really struggling here with the tightness of it. The lower I run, the quicker I go, it appears now, because I moved down a lane or two, and you saw the immediate difference there, as I'm going to certainly try and slow down a bit earlier, get a little bit lower here towards the middle instead of the top. And oh yeah, there's a lot more pace in the car as soon as you just shift down by about a lane and a half. Back into the cockpit camera here now, as I'm going to try and go 3 wide in the middle between Busher and Hesemans here. A little bit of contact with the 17 as we exit turn 4. More contact. Now we're like stuck together. Why does the camera do that? My goodness, you cannot put that in a game. That is terrible. As we're going to try and find a way past that 27. It's difficult to pass here when you're just 2 by 2 because it's hard to make that third lane work. I'm going to go 3 wide in the middle again. And this car really likes to pull left just like that right there, and that's going to hurt. We're going to be okay. We are starting P3. I decided we are going to also check out Kansas really quick before we move on to the final race, which is going to be Watkins Glen here. And let's just see. Oh, loose. I got loose. That's the first time, or the most the car has slipped out in this video from myself so far. 31 of Haley is going to go to the outside. This is a track you can make work on the top here in this game, so that's kind of where I would like to be if possible. The car feels really weird right there, so I'm going to now navigate myself up here to the outside and see what we can make happen. Down into turn 1, not sure how the car is going to glide up the track. Looks like we're okay. Kind of doing what we're doing right here. There goes Cody Ware, of all people, passing us. Look at the momentum we just built up right there. down the back straightaway. That was kind of insane here as we head back into turn 3. You can really get back on that throttle really early here on that outside compared to what I was able to do in Miami. Not really much of an advantage there. And then I do tap the outside wall. Still sucks that I don't have a mirror and I can't look around with my wheel because it's so hard to see what's going on around me, which is the biggest flaw of this whole wheel system. My goodness, that is so fun right there, right up on the outside wall. AI kind of check up a little bit on the exit of turn 2. Let's go back into the cockpit so we can see a little bit more. Right up on that outside wall briefly, but you can see I'm a bit slower than these guys here on that outside. Let's see if we jump down to the inside in turn 1. AI are running kind of in the middle, and it seems like no matter what, I am just slower than some of these guys are right now here. Truex is all over the back of my number 99 machine. Chastain is driving away, and so is everybody else up there in the mix. But we go back up to the top, and you can see Elliott's able to blow by on the inside, and Truex is going to follow through here momentarily. I think he's down there. No, we are actually still clear of Truex briefly as we head down into turn 1. One final time, let's just get through 1 and 2, and then we'll move on to Watkins Glen. But again, you know, nothing but improvements here on the wheel. Feels very good at Kansas as well. Here we go for the final race at Watkins Glen to get a road course test in here. I know there's going to be a massive stack up here, so I'm just going to try and be courteous now because I do kind of want to see if we can work our way through some traffic now. But let's see how it feels here out of turn 1. And look at that, the car did not actually try to crash itself right there. And now as we head through the S's, feels really, really tight. That's the thing. It feels really, really tight right there, but not a lot of confidence. I've talked about the earlier with the way the wheel feels, it's very hard to make an aggressive move because there's just not enough confidence feeling in the wheel. Why are we stopping already? I mean, don't mind if I just take advantage of everything right here into the bus stop. But I mean, once again, as we're in this final race, I can really give my final thoughts here while we drive through this carousel area. But you know, it's okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Justin Haley. Once again, though, it's the handling of the next-gen car with the 2022 update feels very good. The best the car has ever felt in NASCAR 21 ignition on a controller. And then we jump over to a wheel, and actually the exact same results. Feels way better, way easier to drive it, significantly better experience. But once again, you know, if you're on a wheel, there's a good chance you're going to be playing a lot of single player, and once again, you know, this, although it's significantly better on a wheel to drive, to me the experience is still not worth it when we have AI that are at the absolute best, subpar at some tracks, and then obviously even worse at others. And here on Watkins Glen, the road courses are the highlight of the AI usually, and you can see a lot of single file follow the leader kind of style racing from this AI right now, so it's really not that much better either. So that's still the massive, absolutely in my opinion, massive drawback here of even wanting to use a wheel. But I mean, there you go, we go around the outside of Justin Haley into the carousel. We make another pass there, try to close in on Kurt Busch. But yeah, those are the kind of the big things to stand out. You know, there's very clear improvements here, but there's also the still, in my opinion, massive setback that is too massive for me personally to be able to get past. Sending it up the inside there of Kurt Busch. I think he's still on my right side. Yes, he is. Down to the final corner. Chastain just in front of us. Kurt's gonna nearly run us a little bit wide right there. Some good racing to be had here. Let's go back into the cockpit here for a few moments, and then we will wrap things up now as we're going to send one down into turn 1. If I can find the confidence, I don't really mind wrecking you, so we're going to continue on there. Crack house teammates wreck each other. A little bit loose on the curbing there, but still able to control it. We're going to full send into this bus stop here. See how far we can really push into it and get away with it now. Here we go. There's the braking zone. I definitely sailed it far too much into the corner, boys. We're going to have an impact here. Oh, there it is. I knew I missed my braking zone completely. But once again, improvements. But we listed all the cons and the pros and whatnots here, and it's up to you to decide if you want to put your time into this game. So there we have it. We looked over the wheel here, and that is going to wrap it up for us. If there's anything else you kind of want me to check out in this game, let me know. But other than that, that's going to wrap it up for me. If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day, everybody.